Hello, folks. I'm Dean Curry, president and owner of Rising Star Enterprises for Wellbeing, Massage Terrific, Fantasy Football, RSVP. We're a sports management company, and I am the proud owner of Up Tempo Sports Fitness Radio. We are a 24-hour, all day health and fitness sports management company. We speak primarily on health and fitness. I'm a personal trainer. I'm also a licensed massage therapist. And I am a radio host on 10 radio stations currently on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and the like. And I give a daily show on health, fitness, and all those things, and sports management, and injuries, and rehabilitation, which is used in league play. Fantasy football, which is now a 70 billion, that's with a B, $billion business and growing. It could be as high as $500 billion over the next number of years, because they're integrating fantasy football into corporate events, and corporations and people need information, and I give a lot of insightful information on player personnel, mindsets, strategic mindsets of people, being a published author, motivational speaker, and self-help and inspiration. I give inside information basically on people's mindsets, and I'm able to evaluate injuries better than most because of my diverse training in rehabilitation as a personal trainer, rehabilitating knees and ankles and all those things throughout the years. There's a lot that I understand that isn't in the injury report, and things of that nature. Up-tempo sports fitness radio. Basically, I spend the day with many videos that I cut all week on health, on fitness, on diet, things of this nature, on fitness routines, how to do the best fitness routines. You know, what is the most effective way to lose weight? And I've helped thousands of people lose weight throughout the years. I've helped thousands of people train and get in shape. I'm also a licensed massage therapist. I've given advice on the best type of massage, the types of massage, the benefits of each massage, and I explain it in a very easy to understand way that people could understand it and know what type of modality to use in massage. It's you could go on live365.com and put in Up-Tempo Sports Fitness Radio, and it is day talk radio during the day. Virtually me. Eventually I'm going to be having some guests come on as well, and I will be talking about fitness, diet, the best way to train, the best way to strength train, the best type of stretches, the most effective, diverse stretching. I'll speak about diet, yoga, whatever the case may be, which I've studied over the better part of 30 years. I'll explain to you, how to live your dreams. As a motivational speaker, self-help, inspirational author, and I'll explain it in a way that you could actually live your dreams, by keeping things real, keeping things realistic, and what to focus on. For many years, I've read tons and tons of books on self-help and inspiration, and although I won't knock them, you learn a thing or two, they're helpful in a way or two. It didn't really help me until I developed a language in talking to myself and discovering what was inside of myself and how to bring that out. And that was all self-analysis, self-study. It was a roadmap I developed to start, my own radio station, write my own book, start my own company here in New York City, get on 10 radio stations, so on and so forth. I'm not bragging or anything like that, but I am, going after my dreams, and I leave a roadmap in these videos for you to follow, sort of like a way for you. I'm very provocative in creating somewhat of a mirror, that you look at yourself a certain way and you discover yourself, your gifts, your attributes, how to bring out your best. And everyone can use that form, of a mentor that can help them. Because, to be perfectly blunt with you, I meet a lot of people and they're in jobs they don't particularly like, or they always want to go after their dream and they don't know how to do it, or they're going after it, but they don't feel they've reached their pinnacle, of who they are and what they are. And Up-Tempo Sports Fitness Radio talks about health, talks about living your dreams, talks about, how to get in shape, or how to go about it, how to train, how to diet, all these things. And on top of it, I'm a big fan. We're a sports management company, so I give, almost going to be in the next 5 years, a $500 billion business in fantasy football. It's a way to bring families together. Now they're playing football in Europe and Mexico, and it's really catching on. And I've always it's my favorite sport. But, I take an approach where, strategically I talk about leagues and, how to analyze players and how to analyze their injuries. And it's sort of like chess, and I'm not much of a chess player, but I am a fantasy football player. And the chess pieces, the knights, the bishops, are basically your chess pieces in football, where you say this player does this player's sort of like a king player, this one's more, like a bishop type player, lower end, and you have to strategize and pick players and analyze them on a week to week with all this information. And it's a way to bring families closer together. It's a way to bring, companies, employees together. And, there's leagues that you could, pay to be a part of. And then there's tons of free leagues where it doesn't cost any money. And you could use your knowledge against other great players. And it's really intense, and you make trades. And there's ways you got to learn how to do that. And I basically, doing this stuff for a long time, I give a lot of advice on that as well. And at night, I basically, being an aerobics instructor for many, many years, I have picked tremendous exercise music that I feel a lot of it dates back to, old school disco, R&B, Motown, just because they're better, beats, and some, more recent pop songs that are good to work out to. Those type of songs. And I've used in aerobics classes for many, many years, and people have told me which music they've liked the most. And I play that through the night. So you could work out to the best music, you could receive the best advice. You can go on, Up-Tempo sportsfitnessradio.com. That is our main website. And there's lots of links and videos that you could go there. You can also go on to our host company, which is live365.com, and you look, you in the search bar, you put in Up-Tempo Sports Fitness Radio, and you push play. And it's free radio. It's free information. You really can't do anything better than that. And if you ever, want to hire me as your own personal trainer or fitness guru or, motivational speaker in your life, you can go to one of my other companies, which is www.risingstarenterprisesforwellbeing.com. And when you go on there, you could actually hire me for a nominal fee of $120.95. I mean, to have, think of it like, being, almost like $30 a week. And you basically get a 1 hour, a month, 20-minute conversations on Skype, where I check in with you every 10 days, talk about your fitness, talk about your dreams, talk about your fitness routines, your diet, your nutrition, stretching. And every 10 days you get to check in with me on Skype. I answer, 3 emails a month that you can email me. You get my newsletter on health, fitness, and everything like that. And you get all my secret videos. Now, 60-70% of what I do is free. I just put it out there for people to learn, including our Up-Tempo Sports Fitness Radio. But I put a lot of inside, very diverse information for people that are members and pay the $129.95. And, think of it this way, every month you're going to have, your fitness expert at your fingertips. And you could go on to Rising Star Enterprises for Wellbeing.com, and you could basically, sign up. And it's absolutely, tremendous to have someone with 30 years experience, always someone that could spot you if you live in a different, if you live here in New York, I could work with you directly and train you, or do massage. But if you live in a different country, you have someone that you could keep in contact with. We all know how hard it is to stay up with a diet, stay up with a fitness routine, to always have the right information about nutrition. Just someone to talk to about, striving to be your best. And, I have an unbelievable effect on people. If you talk to me long enough, you're going to be chasing your dreams, because I'm relentless. I won't stop. And to just have somebody to encourage you and pump you up. And, I find a lot of people don't have people like that in their life. Constantly, someone they could talk to about their business. Sometimes people don't like to talk to their spouse about their business. But, I'm not a psychologist, I'm a motivator. And, to have that type of person with the expertise, and, I'll put, the information I've learned in the better part of 3 decades up against anyone. I'm a former bodybuilder. I've studied this stuff my whole life. And not to mention, when it comes to fantasy football, people talk to me. I can't tell you how many emails I get for people telling me, you helped me win my league. I didn't know anything, and I was joining this corporation, and I wanted to fit in at the corporation, and you gave me such an inside track that I won my league, and now people think I really know about football. They really don't. It's just, and that website is fantasyfootballrsvp.com. And that only costs $7.77 a month to be, part of speaking to me, and you get benefits with that as well. You could look that up. So, Up-Tempo Sports Fitness Radio is basically a 24-hour spot that you can go to, and you can learn things, such as, muscle cramps. And what are they in massage, and how to best deal with them in massage, and where they derive from, and how to find a therapist that basically, knows how to basically get a knot out in the wrong way to approach it. The Northwest Medical Center, says that you don't power through a knot that you have in your back, that you have to work it through layers and work it in slowly. And any therapist that just powers through not only will bruise you, but they could actually make it worse. And there's ways to give guidance on Up-Tempo Sports Fitness Radio where I talk about that. And I talk about, what to look for in a massage therapist, and how, where you're not just going blind into a massage therapist and hope they do it or not, but you actually have knowledge going in. And if they do it incorrectly, you could tune into my radio station, and I could basically explain to you step by step the benefits of many different types of massage, but step by step what to expect, what to ask, how to find a good therapist, so on and so forth. If you're in New York City, you could use my company. We have the largest, in-home massage business here in New York, growing very rapidly. And, we come to your home and do massage, more of a lifestyle massage company, not an individual massage, but people that are looking for massage therapists to routinely come to them once or twice a week. We do lifestyle massage therapy. And, things like that, or I could give you advice on diet and explain to you the advantages of eating 6 smaller meals versus 3 bigger meals. And some people might think, what if you ate the same amount of food in calories and everything was exactly the same, but instead of eating 3 bigger meals, you cut them down into 6 smaller meals, and you would actually lose weight, not changing a thing. And how do you do that? How is that possible? Well, it becomes management, you see, and you have to manage what foods you eat during the, what part of the day versus later part of the day. Something that, there was a study done in Texas, the Anderson Center in Texas, that basically said, that, when you only produce a certain amount of digestive enzymes when you eat. So when people overeat, which is generally the case, first of all, there's no evidence. Just let me preface it by saying there's no evidence that actually says if you overeat, it slows the metabolism. Okay, a lot of people say that, oh, it slows the metabolism. It's actually not true. There's no evidence that supports that. However, according to a study done in the Anderson Center and many other studies out in Texas, it was explained that the body only produces a limited amount of digestive enzymes in between each meal. So, what are digestive enzymes? I always want to explain. They basically break the food down and move it through your system. So, if there's only a limited amount and you eat 3 bigger meals versus 6 smaller meals, it could only break down a certain amount of food. So what happens with the rest of the food? That it doesn't break down until the body recycles itself and starts producing more digestive enzymes. But that doesn't happen right away. That happens hours later, okay, because the body has to go through a cycle. So basically, the food that doesn't get digested sits in your stomach until you start producing more digestive enzymes. And if you eat more, it isn't like the body produces more digestive enzymes. It doesn't work that way. So basically what you have to understand is when the food is not broken down and there's only a limited amount of digestive enzymes, and I would probably say more than 75 to 80% of the people I know overeat in one sitting. It's very common, especially here in the United States. A little better, I heard, in Europe and other places. But when you don't digest the food and the digestive enzymes don't break down the food that's actually sitting in your stomach, it turns to fat. Okay, so you could basically do an experiment with yourself and take the exact same amount of food, the exact same everything, and break your 3 meals down if you're trying to lose weight into 6 smaller meals, and manage it in a way where some of the fatty foods are taken a little bit more in the beginning of the day versus the end of the day, and very important, you want to kind of space it out before you go to sleep. You don't want to ever eat before you go to sleep unless it's like something light, like a couple of apple slices, carrots, celery sticks, maybe a little yogurt if you were like hungry. Shouldn't go to bed hungry, but you start to tail off at the end of the day, you're going to lose weight. And I've done this with myself losing weight. I've done it with tons of other people losing weight, and it actually works. And this is what we talk with on Up-Tempo Sports Fitness Radio. We may talk about your dreams and how to go, after them, and what's the best way to achieve them, and not to just live in some unrealistic world, but to incorporate them slowly, and how to do that, and how to eventually stay true to your real you and incorporate it into your life, where it may start off as a hobby and then you slowly integrate it because you have a regular paying job, and you integrate it into something bigger. And I'll show you how to do that. And as far as like fantasy football and things like that, we'll talk about rehabilitation. We'll talk about ways to win your league with little clever ways with words called stacking, when you pair players together on the same team that have avoided injury on a high offense. And we'll talk about player personnel and rehabilitation and all these wonderful things that give you such an advantage over everyone else that you'll basically squash your competition. And it isn't just, talking about players. We're talking about rehabilitation, talking about injuries. We're talking about the psyche of players and self-analysis and using the mind to outthink people and all these different variables as to why the people I give advice to win their leagues more often than not. So this is Up-Tempo Sports Fitness Radio.com. You could listen to it all day long, and at night you can work out to the best R&B music that really motivates you. And it's a one-stop shop where you could go and you could listen all day long and hear about fitness and getting in shape and sports management and working out and listening to great music. So I hope that you all go to the free station on live365.com, put in Up-Tempo Sports Fitness Radio, and you can listen to all the fitness, health, sports management advice, music that you can have to live your life, live your dreams, and have a wonderful, wonderful life. I'm Dean Curry, President and founder of Uptempo Sports Fitness Radio. Have a wonderful day.